Okay, so are we ready to start?
We're ready to go.
Okay. All right, first of all, like I said, I'm not really sure what you guys want from me or how we did it. I'll just tell you a little about myself. I've been a military spouse for 23 years, and I've been with the MFRC for 9 years. And I've been the volunteer coordinator here for 5 years. So, and as I said earlier to Jonathan, I'm not really sure what...
Wanda, could you just turn down your speakers in the background? We're just getting an echo in the background there.
Yes, I just turned them down.
Perfect.
I'm not really sure what Jonathan, really wants, other than I can just tell you guys how I do things here. As I said, we're here in Gander. Our resources are very limited. We have no CA. We have what I have done in past years is just I do a lot of partnering with the community, the Women's Center, PSP, the MES. So I coordinate my programs with them, and then that's a very low cost thing for me. For our volunteers, our volunteer weekends and functions we do, I have found it works much better for us if we do it in-house. So I have really great coworkers who help me. We always cook here at the center. I did send Jonathan a picture of some of the things. This is how I set up this year. And I cooked a pork roast dinner and made desserts. And so it cost me about $100, $150. I also sent Jonathan a picture of a wine glass that I had done for each volunteer that came. It was $10 to do each one. So everybody got a wine glass with their name on it for, I guess they cost me about $170 for all. For our volunteers that are leaving us, I find they always like to take a little bit of Newfoundland with them. So what we have done for the last couple of years is we take pictures, of course, of all the different parts of this beautiful province. I take them to Walmart. I blow them up for $2. I frame them and put a matting in them, and they're beautiful, and everyone loves them. So that's about, like I said, I have functions at the bowling alley here in town who gives us a rate. Anything to do with the military, we get a rate of $50, so I can book the entire bowling alley for $50, order in pizza, have a family day there. It all works. Everything's worked great so far. So if anybody has any questions or any ideas they want to throw at me, go ahead.
Okay, excellent. Thanks, Wanda. I'm just writing down some of what you're saying on the screen here. So I'm just going to check the chat at the bottom here. Do you? So one of the comments is it's very smart to do the wine glasses.
Yeah.
Do you decorate the wine glasses yourself?
No, I hired somebody to paint them for me.
Okay.
But that was the cost to have them all done. I didn't buy the wine glass. I didn't buy the paint. She did them all for $10.
Okay.
Mhm.
Excellent. Yeah.
Oh, and someone just said, how do you elaborate on how you partner with PSP? Do joint family events. We always help them out with Family Day. PSP in return offers me and our volunteers fitness classes for free a couple of times a week. Well, anything that we always partner with them for many, many, many different things. And as for the MES, someone says, how do you partner with the MES? We always, in the fall, when all the new families have arrived, we host, the MES will host a welcome to Gander function. And as a part of that, us at the MFRC joins them and has a wine and cheese. And so we take care of the decorating, the wine and cheese, and maybe everybody gets a glass of wine or something. That way we get to meet all the new people that came in. We get a chance to introduce ourselves to all the new ones and tell them why we're here and what we offer, and that's how I hook a lot of my volunteers as well. And I do have 20 volunteers at the moment.
Okay. Excellent. Any other questions from folks across the country? We've got a fairly good representation from MFRCs across the country. So any ideas that you have or questions that you have for Wanda?
Bob here in Edmonton.
Hi there, Bob.
I don't have any questions, but I can talk about our partnership as well, because that's important for us. Like Gander, we too partner with PSP. What we do here, because Edmonton's a fairly large base, all of the volunteers in the community, in the military community, are coordinated through the MFRC. That includes the volunteers that work at our local public school, the volunteers at the chapel, et cetera. So when we do an annual volunteer appreciation event, it's for all volunteers in the community, not just those who come out and support the MFRC. The other thing that's a bit different for us as well is that because Edmonton is so supportive of the military, as I suspect are a lot of communities across the country, but Edmonton is so supportive that I suspect that hundreds of our volunteers are not military family members or soldiers. There are people from the surrounding community who come out and help us out. So that creates a bit of a different dynamic for us as well. But partnering both with PSP, messes in terms of getting space to hold an event, those are all things that are really important in how we recognize volunteers.
Excellent.
Yeah, great.
Thanks, Bob. Okay, so Lisa just asked a question. How do you reach people in the community to volunteer, not just military families? So that's a question to both of you, both Bob and Wanda.
This is Donna here. I'm with Bob. We do a wide span recruitment through different partners we have in the community. The base is on what is called Sturgeon County land, which is really huge, lots of numbers of communities, as well as Edmonton, St. Albert, and Sherwood Park. So we send out any volunteer recruitment, which we do a large one in the spring and in the fall, and we send it out to the base. We also have contacts in Edmonton, St. Albert, where they advertise for volunteers through their organizations as well. So we are out in the community a lot, recruiting face-to-face, one-on-one, as well as because we're so transient here, we're recruiting ongoing. We have about 250 volunteers at any given time, because we have, PSP has a lot of special events, so I recruit everywhere I go, even when we're doing events.
Right.
So, like Canada Day is coming up for us, and we're expecting 10,000 people here.
Okay.
Wow.
Excellent.
Yeah. So, and
so
then
you talked about volunteer recruitment in the community. What does that look like? You said face-to-face, but are there, do you find, what do you get the most uptake from? Is it posters or radio announcements or things on the website or Facebook?
Face-to-face, I get the most.
Yep.
And people want to get back to the base. So I'm finding a lot of them phone me or they come in and see me. We have a website where we have a volunteer recruitment area, and they can go there and they can get the forms to apply, and then they call me for set up for security clearances and finish the volunteer process before they come into the base.
Right, right. Yeah.
And another way with the face-to-face thing, as you spoke about there, and it's true where I come from, we're in a very small community. It's the word of mouth is the best way we do it. And as you said, we For a good example, just the other day, one of my coworkers was at the bank, and she had mentioned that we were doing Canada Day packages for our soldiers that are away overseas. And then we got a call from the bank, and 7 of their employees came over and helped us pack them all and put them out. They came and we supplied a light lunch for them, and 7 of the workers came from RBC and helped us pack and wrap and address all of them. And that's the first time we partnered with the bank, but they're looking to do it again. So it's a great idea. And as I said, when you go, word of mouth is always the best.
Excellent. Yeah,
Me too.
Christina in Petawawa actually mentioned in the chat that for Petawawa, recruitment is mostly face-to-face and also social media. I sometimes visit MFRC programs and talk to people directly. Also, for our youth volunteer program, I recruit through the schools. So, has anyone out there also had some success in a particular avenue, whether or not it be social media or through a particular community organization, the Legion's Red Cross, or even your local schools?
We partner with the schools quite a bit here in Gander as well. We have one worker who does presentations at the school. We do a Red Friday walk with the schools. We just did one a couple of Fridays ago. We meet up school students here at Gander Academy. There's 950 students in the school. Then we do a walk through the neighborhood.
Okay.
And yeah, so that's a yearly event. We have coworkers. I have a couple of coworkers who volunteered the breakfast program at the school for years. So like, as I said, where we're such a small community, and I don't mean just the military part of it, the whole community of Gander, it's very easy to get, you know, your word out, and if you're needing someone, we even just put things, I hosted a flea market a few weeks ago, and I put it on the local radio station, and we were bombarded with people, but we did it as a charity event for a family here that has a sick child.
Right.
So all the money went to that family. And so, like I said, it's very easy for us to be able to get out into our community, and like I said, and we partner with the Women's Center quite often.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm just writing down what you're saying here on the screen so that people can see it afterwards as well. Okay, excellent. And then Lisa said that she loves the flea market idea.
Yes, I see.
And then Christina, you mentioned that I get a lot of referrals from employment services as well. People can get job experience through volunteering, and it looks great on your resume.
It certainly does.
Okay, excellent. Yeah, and
I forgot to mention one thing to you, Jonathan, that we have, oh my goodness, there was something I just saw there that I was going to bring up. Oh, I have a list of I have a group of volunteers here. They meet once a month.
Yeah.
They're a safety net campaign.
Okay.
So we raise money through, people donate things, and we do baskets, we auction them off, we do $50 or whatever, and all this money goes into a campaign here, and we keep it for any, if there's a issue with a family, it's a safety net campaign. So without having to go through, I would say, the regular chain, if a woman had to get out of a relationship or out of anyway, that's where this money comes from for us. We help them.
Okay.
So we do that. That's another program that I help take part in, and we meet we're done now till September, but with the flea market thing, we raised $850. We did a bake sale.
Wow.
At the flea market, but we donated, or $875, and we donated all of it to this family because they're traveling to and from Toronto. That little boy has to have bone marrow or something.
Yeah.
That's a part of all of the safety net campaign as well.
Okay, excellent. Yeah, I've never heard of that kind of revenue from a bake sale. That's great.
Bake sale at a flea market.
Yeah,
oh, yeah,
fantastic.
But that's because we were able to put it on the radio station and the whole town came.
Yeah, yeah. Excellent. Has anyone ever gotten any uptake from? I know that a lot of the provinces have a mandatory volunteer element to secondary school for the kids. A lot of them have to have a certain number of hours in order to graduate from high school. Yeah.
Yeah, they got to have 30 hours of volunteer time before they get their diploma.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. So do you find that gets a few volunteers through the doors?
Yes. See, no, that's where the child and youth coordinator comes into, because the youth will volunteer with her. And a lot of them come out and help with her programs, her evening programs, and that just to help get their hours, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. And
I don't so much with, or I don't deal at all with the youth volunteers. It's always just the adult part for me.
Right. Right. So just to get back to just to sort of come full circle back to the volunteer recognition element, is there a particular part, you mentioned some of the wine glasses, and you've got a picture of a cake, thank you to volunteers and that. Is there a particular element that you've found is the most popular with volunteers that helps them to feel recognized and appreciated?
That's what I was trying to explain her. It's the personal effects of it.
Yeah.
Take them to dinner at a hotel, and it's just, but normally if we do it right here at the center, and I just come in and cook and decorate, and we give them their gifts, and they love it. Right. It always seems to be so much more appreciated when it's a little bit more of a confined, you know what I mean? Like just having in closed quarters rather than in a full restaurant or something.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. And Marie-Pierre also said that they've started offering recognition certificates to adult volunteers through a Canadian program called PREB, Building Canadian Communities through Volunteer Recognition. So that's kind of interesting as well.
Yeah.
Excellent. Okay, well, I think we're just about out of time. I like to keep these things on time so that you guys can get to all the other meetings and activities that you have, I'm sure, today. So thank you so much to Wanda for sharing some ideas, and for all the rest of you for inserting your comments as well as your questions. So this session has been recorded, so I'll just put the recording up on YouTube and then up on the website in the next few days, and send you all an email about where you can find it for those people who weren't able to make it today.
All right, thank you, Jonathan.
Okay, thank you all. Have a great day.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Bye.